What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Aeron next, and I'm back to discuss AEW Dynamite on the YouTube channel. Now, Dynamite has been, it's been a labour of love and hate. Some weeks I think it's quite good, other weeks I think it's just trash. I'm quite honest about it. I'm not one of these humongous AEW marks who has to say that everything is great and everything is wonderful and shiny and sunshine and lollipops and rainbows and get in the fucking real world, man. Honestly. Now, this was touted as a kind of mini pay-per-view, and to be fair, it felt like one. St. Patrick's Day Slam. Paddy's Day Slam. Good stuff. Very old school. Very WCW, very TNT, and, you know, it's not a bad thing if you borrow some of the stuff from those guys. Now, the show opened very nicely. Cody versus Penta. Mwah. Great match. Great match. No complaints here. I fucking love these two. I feel like Cody is so much better than he gives himself credit for. It's ironic, actually. You look at all of the elite guys, you know, the guys who helped set up AEW. Cody, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. Cody's easily better than the rest of them. He is. He just is. He looks better. He's a better worker. He is a more understanding and experienced worker, and I'm sure a lot of that has to do with working in the WWE system as well as the independents in New Japan. He's worked everywhere. He hasn't just kind of worked on the independents in Japan. He literally has been everywhere. He's been on the biggest stages, and that lends itself well. And even if you don't like WWE, which is fine, you can't deny that being in that system would have taught you a lot about being a professional wrestler. And he lent a lot of this to this match. It was brilliant. I have one small critique. This is something that AEW seems to be obsessed with their more indie-rific content. Stop putting in so many fucking finishes, okay? This match was fine. It didn't need 55 finishes at the end. Cody hits Penta with an astonishing amount of finishes. And I just thought, what's the point? You know, not only does it weaken the value of your finishes in everybody's eyes, even if you're a supermarket for the product, but also it's just save a little bit, you know? You're going to have another pay-per-view in a couple of months or so. Give us something more. Or save a little bit so that we can get something more later down the line. And also, I did not like the way this match finished. I thought it was ridiculous that Penta kicks out of literally everything, breaks Cody's arm, loses to a dodgy roll-up. What? See, this is my complaint with AEW, and don't get me wrong, if other companies do this, they'll get it too, and I have a go at a lot of finishes, trust me, particularly when WWE is concerned. Some of their pay-per-view finishes have been fucking atrocious, but it does wind me up a little bit, because you've made Penta out to be this beast, only for him to get beaten by a roll-up, and the fact that Cody no-sells the arm breaker just long enough to get pinned, I don't get that. I'm sorry, that's stupid. It's so unrealistic and so unbelievable. And that's where you kind of ruin my suspension of disbelief. Because we're all in on it. We all understand what we're watching, okay? I'm a mark, just like everybody else, for this product. Or at least I try to be. I stay away from dirt sheets. I don't like reading social media and spoilers. I like to actually enjoy the shows. And the same with this one. And it just frustrates me a little bit. You know, is it the end of the world? Absolutely not. And overall, I had a very positive experience watching this match. I thought it was excellent. This show was also fucking incredible for promos. Holy cow. This might be the best Dynamite I've ever seen in terms of promos. And I'll tell you why it was so good. Because they allowed the proper adults, the proper wrestlers, not the cosplay toolboxes, to do all the good work in this. Now, of course, the Pinnacle has arrived. The brand new faction, kind of a reboot of sorts. You know, rebuilding the Four Horsemen. Tully Blanchard, Wardlow, MJF, FTR, and of course Sean Spears. Got no problem with it. In my opinion, maybe lose one guy. That's just my personal thing. But overall, I like everyone involved. I really do. MJF's promo was incredible. Tully Blanchard opening the promo was absolutely stunning. So simple as well. You know, they could have come out and gone on this long 20-minute spiel about why the Inner Circle upset them and blah, blah, blah. And instead it was like, no, I want to be at the top when I retire. And I'm going to be able to do that because I'm surrounded by the best this business has to offer. And then MJF gets on a mic and tears the fucking house down. Not only that, he sells every member of this faction so well. And immediately they feel far more credible. Why couldn't they have done this with Team Taz? Team Taz look like a bunch of fucking scrubs by comparison. So did the Dark Order, as much as I like them. But I don't watch Being the Elite because I'm not really into frat boy bullshit humour like that. So this is the first time probably since the Inner Circle actually debuted, that I feel like a faction has been shown off the right way. And they all felt meaningful and important coming out of this promo. This was world class. This was promo 101. And he wasn't the only one delivering world class promos, to be fair. Christian Cage backstage. Very simple promo. He wasn't on the product, but we got to hear from him a little bit. He's talking to Dasher, I believe her name is, and he cuts a fantastic promo about working harder than everybody else, name dropping the fact that he's an older guy coming in, talking about how he wants Kenny Omega, but how he's going to earn that spot first before he challenges him. It was world class, and it was just Christian, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley were backstage as well. They cut a fucking phenomenal promo. I absolutely love their promos. Again, Moxley, Eddie Kingston, serious wrestlers that look serious, that look like they can beat the shit out of you. Eddie Kingston is the best mic worker in the world. Nobody's going to tell me otherwise now. He is fucking incredible. What a fucking promo. He's just standing there, you know, he's all fun and games and he's joking a little bit like the boys do. And then he starts name dropping his favourite rappers and dropping lyrics and oh man, some of the lines he came out with and the way he borrows from the best content while giving it its own deliverance and cadence. Masterful. Absolutely masterful. If you're watching Eddie Kingston as a wrestler, right, and you can't get something from him that will help you deliver promos better, then frankly, you are a lost cause in this business. He is world class. I mean, he overshadowed Moxley. Moxley is a good promo, a very good promo. Is he world class? He comes and goes. But man, Eddie Kingston completely outshone him. That's how good he is. And Moxley was not bad at all. This was a great segment. I really like the camaraderie between these two. More of this on screen, please. These guys know how to deliver. It was phenomenal. And to be fair, their match with the Good Brothers was okay. I like the booking of this in particular because the Good Brothers should have the lion's share of the offense because they're the Good Brothers. They're the tag team. Not only that, they're the Impact Tag Team Champions. And whether AEW wants to take subtle little kayfabe shots at Impact or not, that's a legitimate title. Now, obviously, they're not champions at the moment. They lost those belts to Finjuice on Impact, but still, you know, they're very credible, they're very dangerous. I believe this was taped last week, but doesn't really make any difference to me. I thought this was an excellent match. Really, really loved it because of the storytelling. It didn't need to be full of ridiculous flips and crazy stuff. It was just simple and effective. Very well done. The Good Brothers get the majority of the beatdown, and the only reason that Moxley and Eddie Kingston get the win is because Moxley is just that little bit more savvy and gets a cheeky roll-up. That's where the roll-up was correctly used, not like the opening match. So, all in all, good stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, this is really good stuff. Why can't we have this every week? Why do we have to have stupid garbage? Of course, they did have a bit of garbage. They had to have their mandatory 20-man clusterfuck tag team whatever fucking match. Hardy and his boys versus Jurassic Express and Bear Country. I was excited to see Bear Country, but again, I don't care, okay? And also, this was by far and away the worst part of this show. This match was nonsensical and stupid. Marco Stunt shouldn't be fucking wrestling. I'm sorry. If you want to have him at ringside as a cheerleader, cool, whatever. Guys like, what, 4'10" or whatever it is? Literally, you punch him once and he's dead. So, you know, and I don't want people to say, you know, obviously AEW marks love him because, oh, he's Marco Stunt and, I can relate to Marco Stunt because I'm short and completely useless myself. Sorry, got no time for Marco Stunt. You know, lovely lad, I'm sure, reasonable wrestler, but he's so tiny and I am not buying that he at any point could get any offense in on anybody. And to their credit, at least when he is in the ring, the majority of what he does is basically being a bitch. So I can kind of let it slide to a certain extent, but no, I can't suspend my disbelief enough when I see someone like him in the ring. Matt Hardy, meh, whatever. You know, nobody came out of this looking like a star. It was just a mishmash and a load of crap and couple of terrible spots as well. Bear Country launched Marco Stunt over the top, which I kind of enjoyed because, frankly, it was very amusing seeing someone that tiny being lawn-darted like that. But the fucking lads on the outside, who again were waiting for him, I swear to God they do this every show, just a clusterfuck tag match was like, catch me please, catch me. Fuck off. So unrealistic and pathetic and unprofessional. He goes flying over the top of them. They almost miss him and the poor cunt almost dies. Jesus Christ, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, sorry, do better. If you can't do that spot, don't fucking do it. It just didn't need to be on screen. Did he look great as a visual? Yes, until the kid almost crowned himself. Do I want to see him on TV? No. Do I want to see him die on TV? Absolutely not. Fuck it. Unlike Kip Sabian, I don't take a luxury in wishing upon people's death, even if I don't like them or even if they said horrible things to me on the internet. By the way, Kip Sabian in Miro's promo was utterly fucking pointless. It was. It just was. And it's a shame because I feel like Miro should be one of their big standout megastars. He has got so much potential as a heavyweight champion. They just don't have a clue what they're doing. Great, he's a video game expert now. Whatever. I don't really care. Why do I want to see this Bulgarian brute, this 270-pound berserker, playing video games every week and making little references to how he's on Twitch and stuff? Whoopee. That's great for his personal life. Really happy for him. This is wrestling. Not my cup of tea. Sorry. Shame. And hey, I love Rusev. I love Miro. You know, look at me. I'm basically homeless Miro in myself. But yeah, no, it doesn't work for me. I love Rey Fenix versus Angelico. Great to see Angelico getting some use, finally. Can we use this guy more? I know I'm going to be biased because I consider him a friend and I've met him many times and he's always been so kind to me in and outside of the business, but he's world class. Do you see what he did with Rey Fenix? What a match. And it was quite short as well, which was nice. They didn't have to do a 25-minute flipping exhibition. Brilliant stuff. Fluid, a really beautiful, shining example of what you can do with Lucha Libre wrestling. Great stuff. And it was also lovely to see people are finally starting to realise, yeah, Lucha Libre isn't just about flipping around. It's also about those beautiful technicalities and that mat work. And that's what Angelico brings to the table. That's something that he's learned from years of touring the world, working in AAA, working for Lucha Underground, same as Jack Evans, although Jack is obviously a little bit more loose cannon and we love him dearly for it. I love this match. Rey Fenix picks up another win with that sick little Phoenix driver. Yeah, happy stuff. Jade Cargill had a little match. Love this. First of all, I'm in love with her. I think she's beautiful. I do. I've got a wicked crush on Jade Cargill. I think wow. I can imagine Vince seeing her like, oh my God. Because she is insane. I have never seen anyone who looks that chiseled. Wow. I know, I'm proper simping here. I don't simp often, but my lord. Yeah, why are people simping for a Japanese schoolgirl when they could be simping for a real fucking woman like this? What? And she comes out and she smashes up Dani Jordan in record time and dispatches her. Good. Nice to see some fucking squash matches on this card. I like Dani Jordan. Decent enough talent. Would have been nice to have seen maybe someone else put to the sword. But hey, Jade Cargill, look at her. What a specimen. That right there should be one of your next women's champions. And if she's not, you are fucking completely clueless. And of course, the main event of this show is all about the women again, wasn't it? Let's be fair. The first ever main event in women's wrestling history, in terms of AEW at least. A St. Paddy's Day slam lights out match between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. Basically, it was Falls Count Anywhere. That's what it was. I don't know why they need to put these silly names on it. Just call it what it is and be done with it. Wow. Do you know what? Wow. I'm impressed. Very impressed. Now, it wasn't the best women's match I've ever seen, but it was fantastic. And it was definitely one of the better hardcore matches I've seen, especially in terms of women. I'm not going to act like it's the be-all and end-all women's wrestling like a lot of AEW fans are today. There were still a few things that I thought were a bit meh, but overall I thought it was an incredible spectacle. The imagery was amazing. Nobody is ever going to forget that image of Britt Baker with the blood all over her face. That's iconic. Now, is it on the level with Austin? No. Is it on a level even with Becky Lynch? Maybe at a stretch, but can we just calm down and enjoy it for what it is? Immediately, wrestling fans got to go on the internet. Oh my God, AEW fans, right, who bang on about how we don't like comparing. They're the first ones on the internet today. Look at it. Just type in Britt Baker and look at all the tweets. And it's the same horseshit. Oh my God, this is just as iconic as anything WWE's ever done. Shut up. Why can't you just enjoy it and let Britt Baker, revel in a moment of what a special match this was? And Thunder Rosa, who finally gets fucking used properly. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, but I feel like I'm vindicated. I have spent so much time on this fucking podcast saying that women's wrestling is world class and that AEW gives women's wrestling a complete short change. And what do? They put them in the main event. Oh, shock horror, they deliver. Shock horror, they were far better than Kenny Omega. And by the way, I didn't bother watching Kenny Omega's segment. I fast forwarded it because he is unbearably shit as a world champion. These are proper wrestlers, not like Kenny Omega, who's just, tap dancing around like an absolute toolbox. Got no time for it. I'll fast forward it. It's literally so cheap. He feels cheap. He's low rent. Let's talk about something good. These women. What a match. Violent, physical. A couple of spots annoy me a little bit. Death Valley Driver. But I don't have a problem with them because they were done to keep safety. So I'm not going to have a go at Thunder Rosa for not wanting to murder Britt Baker. And it kind of looked like Britt Baker was murdering herself pretty well. I'm not entirely sure whether the ladder shot in the corner is what caused the blood or a blade job. Either way, it was an iconic image. Definitely one of AEW's most iconic images for such a fledgling company. Because come on, they've only been going like, what, a year and a half, 2 years? Great, violent, physical, great story told, and it got better as it went along. At the start, it was a little bit sloppy in places, and I thought, oh god, is this going to be one of those things where it's okay, but everyone makes it out to be world class? And to be fair, it was very much verging on world class. Not too much else I have to say about it. I just can't stop looking at that image of Britt Baker, so much so, and I loved it so much that I'm actually painting it in a moment because I thought it looks so cool. Great stuff. Really, really good. Do you know what? One of my favourite Dynamites I've seen in a long time, actually. Not much that I don't have to say. And I'll tell you why it was so good. Because they fucking put proper professionals on their TV and not all the idiots and the scrubs. Okay? Christian Cage delivers a great promo. Shock horror. One of the best all-time workers in the history of wrestling. The workhorse of the locker room. John Moxley and Eddie Kingston were the Good Brothers. 4 very professional and believable wrestlers who do a good job. Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker are some of the better. I mean, for me, Thunder Rosa is the best woman you've got, even if she is an NWA talent strictly, not an AEW talent. And by the way, AEW fans, I've seen your list of what you consider stars because, people have been having a go at me saying, oh, we've built more than our own number of stars. Griff Garrison is not a star. Behave yourself. Absolutely ridiculous, some of the tweets you people put out there. But I thought this was excellent. See? I like AEW when they give me decent, good wrestlers who know how to do a job. Cody and Penta know how to do work. Phoenix and Angelico know how to do work. Jesus Christ, excellent. Funny, isn't it, actually, that Kenny Omega didn't wrestle, the Young Bucks didn't wrestle, we didn't have Chris Jericho wandering out there like the COVID idiot that he is, and this show was fucking phenomenal for it. This is how you use talent. The only thing that probably just completely turned me off a little bit was that awful Sting segment. I'm getting bored of these. I have no idea why they feel the need to keep rolling them out there. Darby Allin was fine on the microphone. I don't think he needs Sting by his side anymore. Lance Archer cuts an amazing promo as well. Another guy who I want to see more of. Start using that fucking guy more properly because he is genuinely one of the best big men in the business. He needs to be used more. Have no interest in seeing him wrestle Sting. Put him up against Darby Allin. Maybe he could take the title off of him. And instead, Darby Allin's like, yeah, I'm going to wrestle one of the Dark Order next week. That's great. I'm happy that John Silver gets a title shot because he's funny and he's entertaining, but I don't care about that. I want to see genuine, top quality, world-class wrestlers on my screen. And as good as John Silver is, you're not going to sit here and tell me in a million years that he's even on the level of Lance Archer because he's fucking not. Lance Archer is so much better. Brian Cage comes out and, kind of turns face, giving Sting his props, and the rest of the team turns like, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? And then follow him out like a bunch of fucking dumb lads. My God, that faction is crap, innit? Who cares about that? But overall, don't want to leave it on that negative. This overall was an excellent AEW Dynamite. If I had to rate it, I'll probably give it 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Brilliant. The phrase obviously is that every AEW Dynamite is the best AEW Dynamite. That's not the case. But this was very, 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 very fucking good. And those women should be so proud of themselves. I'm proud of them. And also, I see Tony Khan simping around backstage. There was some footage, some released stuff of him marking out, oh my God, I'm so proud of these women and everything. Really? Because your company has neglected women's wrestling for the better part of 2 years, mate. So don't take credit for those women going out there and putting in the fucking work. You're a stupid little cretin. You will continue to be on this channel. I have no time for Tony Khan. I have no time for Kenny Omega and his retarded booking of women's wrestling. What I do have time for is Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa bringing the fire. Well done, ladies. I'm so fucking proud of you. You are incredible. You are exactly why women's wrestling is what it is today. because you're willing to go out there and set the bar higher than it always should have been. It's about fucking time women main evented this goddamn show instead of a bunch of flippy scrubs who don't know how to do moves properly. Yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this AEW Dynamite review. As always, I give it to you unabashed and honestly as I can. This isn't a cult. This isn't a culture. This is the Wrestle Plug, where we tell it how it is. We try and be as honest as possible. And also, we care about what you think. So leave your comments below. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this before tomorrow, which is Friday, tomorrow is our 4-year anniversary and 500 episodes of the Wrestle Plug. Episode 500 will, of course, be a audio tribute of sorts. Myself and Steve chatting about all our great memories. It'd be lovely to have you along for the ride and listen in for that. But I will also be doing a very special Q&A this weekend to celebrate 4 years and 500 episodes. You can ask me anything you like, but it must be sent to wrestleplug@gmail.com or sent via a DM to one of our social media channels at WrestlePlug. Ask me anything you like. About my history in wrestling, myself, who I like, who I dislike, doesn't matter. I can go full shoot if you want. Ultimately, it's something to give back to you, the fans. Thank you very much for believing in me in particular, because ultimately I'm the guy who's putting in all the work, and I'm very thankful to the co-hosts I've had over the years, but I am so thankful to you guys for genuinely caring enough to give this channel an opportunity, and I hope that we can gain more and more subscribers. We are 1 sub away from 300, which means free tea time, and I don't mean a cup of tea, although who doesn't want to have a cup of tea with your boy Aeron Nix? I'll have a cup of tea with you, why not? Spot of Darjeeling, please, servant. Thank you very much. We don't employ servants at the Wrestle Plug, just before somebody fucking puts that on a website. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for checking out the YouTube channel. I've been Aeron Nix, and I will catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.